welcome. What's going on? Let me chuck this over to the old Facebook page and then we can talk some Supercoach. Hopefully the week's treated you well. Shorty's running a little bit late. Was around the mates. He's just had a baby sort of 5 or 6 weeks ago. First time I'd met her, so I was around there a little bit longer than anticipated, but looking forward to chatting some Supercoach. So feel free to jump on board and ask whatever you like. This week's going to be the toughest one. There's no doubt about that. I think Madden's back, which will help me, but I reckon I'll be lucky to have 14, I think, playing after trades. So I'll be really interested to hear your thoughts. Let me know what's your magic number. What do you got? Zach, what's going on? How was work? I actually didn't have work. I just caught up with a mate. Busy day today. Shorty was up at 5 a.m. having a gym session. Went back to sleep, mind you. Had a little kip. And then, caught up with mum and dad. A little bit of a coffee down at the coast. Mowed the lawns. Got my handyman on. And then, caught up with a mate who just had a newborn. So that was, pretty exciting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Brockman got named. Extended bench, I think. Let's say he plays. 9, 10. No, Reeves, I don't think came back. 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12. Trades. I might get 14. What's cracking? I'll get to some questions now. We've got a few building up already, so thank you. Zach, good to have you on board. Henry, hey, mate, what's going on? Very excited for another week, mate, as am I. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest. I just want to get a few league wins. I'm struggling to get back in most of these leagues. I just want to make a couple of Shorty Supercoach League finals, the top 8. A couple I'm gone. A couple I'm just well and truly cooked, but I'm having a bit of a fight back, but you've got 16, Henry. Holy shit, that's good. Nice. Corey, what's happening, mate? He'll have 14. Zach says, thoughts on Wines as a pick? Look, he's not a bad option. I don't think he's a top 10 mid. He's an inside bull, probably having the best year of his career, but I just don't know. He doesn't use the ball that well. He really relies on just dominating in the contest. So he's not really a pick that I love, but he is having a really good year. Probably better picks out there, in my opinion. But, I'd love to know. I'd love to get a bit of a guide on what is the good number to have. Like I said, probably going to have 14. That's chaos. But honestly, my thought was if you had 15, that's probably par. I'd be interested to see your thoughts. B, hey, Shorty, how you doing? I'm good, mate. How are you going? I'm in your 4th Supercoach League. You nearly had me, buddy, but not quite. Yes, I've had a couple of losses just by small margins, and I cannot afford to have those losses at the moment. So I think in most of them I might be in the 8 in one of them, and the rest I'm outside 12th. So I think I'm rock bottom in one, which is trash. But I still maintain hope of maybe winning one. Just maybe. I reckon I've come good these last few weeks. Team's looking better. See how we go. Cameron, Shorty, mate, Heaney's ankle is as cooked as you on a weekend out in Geelong. Yeah, fair call, mate. Can't argue that. But Heaney hasn't quite been what we had hoped. It's just not quite happening. He's struggling. I'm not sure if he's going to miss footy or what, but he's putting egg on my face at the moment. Carl, Short Dog Millionaire. What's happening, Carl? Out hamburger in garlic bread. Would you condone it? It's hard to go past the hamburger, to be honest. I'd probably have them both, mate. Solid options. Alec, what's going on, mate? How are you? D-Mac, bring Briggs in for extra body this week. Oh, yeah. I mean, couldn't hurt. It's an extra body, but it could just be 30 points. It probably depends who you're trading out. I mean, I can only presume it's probably, like Bianca or I don't know. I don't know who it is, but don't trade out Highmore if that's what you're thinking. But he's still got a bit of coin to make. Zach's got 16. Nice. D-Mac would have got 18 this week if Waterman didn't decide to get injured. Gee, that's maybe I'll be further behind the pack than I anticipated. 4N, what's cracking, mate? Thoughts on trading Grundy this week? Nah, hold him, mate. Hold him. He's a constant discussion, Grundy, being traded, but no, he'll be back soon enough, so keep him in. Tyler, what's up, big man? What's going on, mate? How are you? He says, what do you think about Geelong's situation? As a fellow Geelong supporter about the Narkle, Clark, and possibly Close Myers not getting games. Yes, I'm glad to see Higgins out of the side. I just wish they'd be honest and say he was dropped. He's not managed. He's playing shithouse and he should be out of the side. Yeah, the Narkle one really baffles me. I can't believe he's not in our best 22. He's a real weapon, in my opinion. Like Clark, he wasn't setting the world on fire, so I can understand that. Is Myers fully fit? Not sure. But Close, Dalhouse is the guy. I can't stand him. He's got to be dropped, in my opinion. So, and even Simpson, he's another one that I think is a really good talent. Time to play a bit more youth. Even though we're playing good footy, doesn't mean blokes are invincible. Zach, Shorty, who did you do journalism for? I worked at a little bit for the Geelong Addy, just casually, but I worked full-time sports journalism at the Courier, which is the main paper in Ballarat. So I did that for about 3 years, which was cool. Rob, Langford or Green? We're talking Toby, I'm guessing. That's a tough one. I don't particularly like either of those, but I would probably slightly go towards Green. But Langford just, it's a bit of a burst. It's a hot burst. I don't know if we need to be, seduced into thinking he's a premium, but he is travelling well. Corey, what do you think of trading Oliver, Poulter, Jordan and Waitman to Jally, Merritt, Langford and Rookie, as Josh Kelly will average the same as Oliver for the rest of the season as one extra game? Look, I don't condone, I don't encourage, I should say, trading out Clayton Oliver. I get you thinking, if you got trades to burn, fair enough. Poulter still got a little bit of coin to make. Jordan, definitely understand. Waitman, sure, but if you're desperate to get one extra player, then yeah, but the only way I'd do that is if you had coin going out your ass or trades out your ass. I'm doing this as Oliver has break even at 199. Doesn't matter that he's got break even at 199. He's a premium. He's a gun, one of the best players in the comp. So we don't have to worry about his break even because we've got faith in him scoring dominant scores for the rest of the year. It's not really about his price point. So I wouldn't worry about that. But gee, if you got that many trades up your sleeve and can do that sort of trade, then maybe. B, I have some shady players in my team. Harms, Crouch, Zach Williams. Who of these three should I the luxury upgrade? Wow, that's interesting. My initial thought is James Harms, but let me have a look at a couple of numbers. Who was the other one you said? Brad Crouch, was it? Geez, lifted, Brad, hasn't he? He really has lifted this last little bit. I'd be doing Harms of that one, I reckon. Yeah, Harms would be my luxury trade there. Tyler, I would have 12 people this week, so don't worry. Yeah, it's 4N95, 16 without Waterman. Yeah, there's going to be some I mean, this week is a chance to go boom in the ranks or to go bust in the ranks. I think there's going to be some real tough ones out there. Like you might have 12 or 13. And it's funny, like we get so obsessed with the number. It's like, oh, I've got 15, oh, I've only got 14. But, two of your 15 could score 30. And, it still matters. I know we get a bit hung up on whether you got 18 or 16, but at the end of the day, it's mainly important that they score well. Like you could have 3 rookies that score 31, 27, and 40, compared to another guy who has 2 less players than you, but he's got an extra premium and he scores 120 and we're all even. So it still depends on your quality. Carl, do you know much about any of these debutants? Can we go any of them, or is it better to hold off and commit the trade when we have more info? Let me have a little look-see at some of the ones you might be talking about. I had a bit of a glance at the teams without really dissecting it. When's the Mackay news out too? When's the decision for that? I hope he gets off, but it'd be close, I reckon. Lockie Bramble, Sam Durham. Looks like they're the only new ones. Am I reading that right? I mean, they're both still on extended benches, so oh boy, excuse me, the 5 a.m. start getting to me. I'd probably hold off, mate. I'd probably just wait and see. Zach, hey Shorty, any downgrades? Well, of course, Newcomb was outstanding. Just the way I'm looking at my team, I'm probably looking at the one downgrade, and that will be only 75 from Newcomb. Shit, I haven't checked it yet. I guess he only had 13 touches, but 14 tackles. Aren't they worth like 4 each? 56. What, his other 13 touches only got him about 20, 30 points? Anyway, it's confusing sometimes. But, yeah, probably that's the main downgrade, I would imagine. I just wonder. Oh, gee, let me have a think. What do we got? 4 trades. I'm going to go Jordan to Walsh. Probably Newcomb's just a mid, isn't he? Is that right? Just a mid, so maybe Sam Berry to Newcomb. And then Isaac Heaney, I mean, shit, he's killing me. It's almost got to go, doesn't he? Who could I possibly upgrade? Jordan to Walsh, not too bad. What do we got in terms of forwards? Because I really want Dangerfield soon. I think it'll be Coleman Jones to Dangerfield. Let's have a look at these averages. And Zorko suspended. That's awkward. Probably would have brought him in. Jesus, it is so light on, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, I really do need to get rid of Heaney. He hasn't been the pick that I'd hoped. But, even Shea Bolton, I wouldn't mind bringing him, but he's got the bye. Far out. It's trash. Absolute trash, man. Paddy score in the end. 66. Holy shit. He is going to be cheap as. Haley Dale could be an option. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some thinking on that. Rowan Marshall. Probably, risky. Anyway, get back to some questions. Jono. Hey, mate, what's going on? G'day, Shorty. Thoughts on Heaney, Poulter, and Waterman out? In comes Jazza, Madden, and Briggs. How you been anyways this week? Yeah, been all right, mate. Just bit of a shorter week for me, which, it's been all right. Hope you're going well. I don't fully think Cameron's quite the option. I know he's flying and that, but he's going to have days where he dishes out a 50 or a 60. Same can be said for Hawkins. But like I said just before, we are very light on. So hard for me to sort of dismiss those types of guys because while they will have 50s, they'll have their 140s as well, like we've seen. Bailey Dale, where's he going? He's been a consistent bastard, hasn't he? I did not think I'd be picking Bailey Dale. Trust me. He started at 298. Now he's 524. God, that's nuts. Don't know what I'm going to do. Charlene, what's going on? Hi, I have 19. That's pretty damn good. I think you won't find many will have more than that. Aaron, hey, how are you? Hey, Shorty, thoughts on Brad Crouch? You told me to get him a month ago. Now he's on fire. No, I stand by that. Yes, he's caught fire, but I wouldn't go anywhere near him. He's playing good footy, but I don't think he's still only averaging 98 overall. Like, he's had a hot month, but I still don't see him as the top 12 or 14 midfielder, I reckon. So, I don't think we need to be going down that way, but glad he's playing well. Joseph, who goes this week out of Poulter and Bianco? Cash this round helps, but Poulter might be worth keeping. Well, I think Poulter's spot in the side is far more cemented. Bianco, yeah, that was one poor week. Prior to that, he'd been awesome. So I would probably say Poulter, just because you're going to pocket a lot more coin. But, worst case scenario, Poulter continues to bust out 70s and 80s and Bianco gets dropped. So could happen. But I think at this point in time, we probably want to just bank cash. So I'd be banking the cash from Poulter. Sean, hey, Shorty, thinking of flipping one of Brayshaw or May to a premium. Premola playing which one would flip out of these two? Probably Stephen May. I reckon, mate. I would do that. A lot of gun defenders, and I think I really like what Brayshaw does. I mean, I think he's going to be a premium that we think about starting. What did he do last week? 92. Yeah, so he's probably average of 100 overall, so he's probably not quite in that premium bracket, but he's still coming into it like 70. Next year he'll have played like 80 games. He'll be 22. He'll be awfully tempting to start next year, I reckon. Zach, hey, Shorty, please shout out my mate, Angus. Magic Mike. Shout out to Angus, mate. I hope he's going well, and I'd love to know how he got the nickname Magic Mike. Liverpool, hey, Shorty, should I trade out Taylor Walker or Jack Zeeble or Jeremy Cameron? Or four? I'd definitely bring in Jack Zeeble. I know Jezza was playing some great stuff, and he'll have his days where he does do that, but Jack Zeeble's going to be far more consistent. It'd be interesting how his scores get affected with Luke McDonald coming back into the side. And just on that, Luke McDonald could be a really nice final upgrade for some. I mean, I'll be certainly seeing how much coin. I'd love to get Jake Lloyd, but I might not be able to. And, of course, McDonald has played one game and scored 3. So he's going to have an enormous break even and he'll be around 400K. So considering he'll probably play that beautiful role again, be something worth considering. Randy, thoughts on Poulter and CCJ as F5 and F6 if it gets you to a stacked midfield? Not to keep. No, I mean, don't mind if you stack your midfield for starters and then upgrade those guys. But no, I wouldn't have that as my final plan. They're pretty solid F5 and F6s as far as rookies go. But we should be planning on upgrading them in 3 or 4 weeks. Poulter could be even sooner, but CCJ should be a nice upgrade soon enough. Carl, Paddy Wow, Shorty, should we go back to the well? Blues out of contention. Surely they give him sustained run and see what he can produce. Wowee, Paddy Dow. Haven't looked at his stats for a while, but surely not. Surely he's 198K. Scored a 71 last week, break even of 32. Oh, you said it, mate. Surely not. I mean, he's not the worst if you wanted to make some cash, but there's got to be better options, doesn't there? I mean, Paddy Dow, God, he'll haunt me. He'll haunt me. Alec, thoughts on Houston at 414K? Gee, we get a bit of a few questions about Houston. I don't know. I say the same thing every time. I think he's solid enough, but I don't think he's a top 10 defender. I mean, he's had that 156 in round 2, and otherwise he's just sort of been up and down. 95, 116, 48, 107, 54, 94, 49, 97, 102. So, gee, if I was reading the trends, he's probably got a 50 or a 60 soon, and then it'll be surrounded by 90s and 100s. So, not really one that I'd be, like I said, I'd be more inclined to just wait for Luke McDonald to drop, or, we've got a few options down there. Cameron, down to the real business, shorty. Thoughts on Heaney to Hall and Poulter to Walsh, or Merritt? And which one would you go between Walsh and Merritt? I would go Walsh, only just. They're both really great options. And yeah, I put my hand on my heart. Heaney quite hasn't delivered, has he? But yeah, it's probably time to trade him. Aggressive. You want to make me dinner, bro? Aggressive, Jack. Hey, Madden's back.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, less is it?
Yeah.
Is that going to change?
Zorko.
Well, Zorko's out. Is beast. Might be Mary.
Yeah. Jonah go to footy training?
Yeah.
Nice. Did we wake you this morning?
Yeah.
Shit. It only has Madden as an in, so does that mean was some
Beast was a sub.
Beast, yeah, okay. Yeah. Perenita, what a name. I love you. What is your age? Hello. Yes, very romantic message for your Thursday night. White Shadow, Briggs or Madden? And Jelly or Titch? Well, I'd definitely go Josh Kelly. And Briggs or Madden? I don't know. I mean, probably Briggs, only just because I think Madden's a Monty to be dropped very soon, and Briggs will make you a little bit more money, but they could both be out of the side pretty soon. Corey, Wines and Josh Kelly, or Merritt or Cunnington? Definitely Wines and Josh Kelly. I really like Josh Kelly. And I know Cunnington's been going well, but I just don't know if history suggests he just doesn't average premium numbers for the whole year. So I'd be going with that one. Mohammed, Shorty, Tomahawk or Green? That's tough, yeah. See, Tomahawk's very different to Jeremy Cameron. Tomahawk gets a lot of assists and a little bit more of the ball, and he's probably more consistent than Cameron over the journey. Like Hawkins consistently 2s and 3s, where Cameron, he'll have a day out, kick 5 like he did or whatever. To answer your question, probably Toby Green. But yeah, it's a tough one. Chris, Shorty, loving the hair. Thanks, mate. Just wondering if I go down to 2 trades left in replace for full primo. Go down to 2 trades left. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, get to full primo status. Don't wait on saving trades for a rainy day. 2 trades is okay. I mean, I know we've got a few weeks to go, but if you can get to full premium, that's fine. You might get a couple of long-term injuries and you'd be unlucky to be left stranded, even though this year's been a disaster. But yeah, I'm in the camp of just gunning it to get a full premium side and just cross the fingers. Carl, Ben Rutten did us no favours on the Aquaman front, Shorty. Reckon they knew about the calf and didn't list it in the injury update. Think we need a parliamentary inquiry here. Yeah, it kills you. I was thinking that when I saw the teams. I was like, ooh, Waterman's going to hurt a few people there. Of all the weeks, that hurts. That really hurts. Henry, thoughts on DeGoey? He had 83% centre bounce last week. Nah, I won't be going anywhere near it. I mean, the only way – I know he had a good game, but even though he's been playing better, he still hasn't been playing scoring unbelievable. I still think if one thing I would say, even if you are considering, just wait and see what Rob Harvey does with him. And plus, he's suspended, I believe, unless he challenged it or something, and I missed that. But yeah, he will have weeks where it's a high centre bounce, and then he'll have weeks where they say, "Nah, to go, he play deeper, play forward." So very risky. Oh, Nick's on board. What's going on, Nicky? G'day, Shorty. Just checking in, but I'm going out for dinner finally in Melbourne. Oh, nice. Also, how good was Took? You can't tag the bloke. See you, boss. Thanks, mate. Thanks for just dropping in, son. Enjoy the dinner. Joe, Shorty, do I take the punt on your man, Paddy Dow? Golly, yes, he is my man. I still maintain this bloke can play well if you leave him in the centre bounce long enough. But I don't think I can't sit here and encourage that. I just can't. I think, yeah, there's a chance that he still might average 75 to 80 odd, but I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, jump on board. Very risky stuff, but I really do hope he makes it. He works hard. Zach, you got the nickname Magic Mike by being a magician in lunchtime soccer. No, it's the old lunchtime soccer. They were good days. Carl at Henry. Yes, to go is rubbed out. Liverpool, thanks so much. Should I get CJ? Lockie Shoal from Adelaide. But I only have 8 trades left. No, I wouldn't be looking at CJ or Shoal. I mean, there's better options. Those are names that you needed to get on board early, and they would have done the trick for you, but not now. Not now, I don't think. Ben, should I trade Impey or Hervey? Maybe Heaney. I would probably trade Heaney if that's what you mean. You could definitely argue the case to trade both of them. But yeah, Heaney's got the bye. He's produced a couple of stinker weeks. I really do think Heaney's a star, but he just can't get that body right. I don't know what it is, but thanks to everyone who's jumped on board. Again, we're around a consistent sort of 40, which is great. Give us a thumbs up if you're liking it. I'll probably go maybe to sort of 8 o'clock or something like that. I'll go for an hour or so, see how we go. I'll judge it on the questions. But yeah, thanks again for joining me. It's good stuff. Craig, g'day, Shorty. How are you, mate? I've been very lucky. Briggs named, Madden named, gives me 15. Thinking Heaney to Langford, keep trading him in and out. Yeah. And Waterman to Bramble or Durham even. Leaving 170k, gets Shy next week. Nice one. Yeah, I like that. Not too bad to just get rid of Waterman and get a couple of guys that are zeros and turn them into playing. So I think that's good. That's good stuff. Kane, Shorty going red. And Zach's just sharing the love as well. Thanks, fellas. Matt, you on the haul train? I am on the haul train. I didn't get on at the first stop, but I saw that train going pretty well and jumped on halfway along the rail. So I did think he was going to let us down, but look, sometimes you just got to read the room and be like, he's playing bloody well. So I jumped on board. Matthew, who would you keep for the rest of the season out of Cripps, Impey, or Heaney? I've got 1 spot left for a primo, then I'm done. But the 3 mentioned above just suck. Yeah, well, I definitely, probably Cripps would be the one. I mean, he's still, of the 3, he's clearly the star. He just hasn't had the year that we expected. I'll tell you what, if he gets his body going over the pre-season, I'll be locking him in next year, I reckon. Be really interesting to see if he can rediscover that great form. But I would say, I mean, even if he's gone 94, 95, 133, 81, Impey seems to have dropped right away. Heaney's really struggling. So I would say Cripps. Xavier, hey, Shorty, do we need to trade Heaney? Hey, mate, how are you? I think we do. Very disappointing. I mean, if he didn't have the bye, you might just back him in. Like if he had the bye last week, you'd hold because we had so many players. But this week, I just can't justify holding the bloke that's going trash, bit of an injury cloud, and has a bye. So unfortunately, yeah, I think so. Nick Bolton, Lions or Tuke Miller, shorty? Ooh, let me see Jared Lyons' stats. I lean towards Lions, 613. And where's Tukey boy? I feel like Miller. I feel like I'll just go the cheaper one of the two, to be honest. They both do great stuff. Similar roles. Miller 635, and yeah, he's flying lately. Gosh, look at that. Oh, gee, yeah. Look, I'd probably go Lions, but it's a tough one. I don't know. Yeah, look, you're probably doing well with both, mate, but I slightly lean towards Lions. John, what's going on, mate? Hope you're doing well, shorty. Thanks, John. Hope you're going nicely, mate. Henry, thoughts on Pendles next week? No. Pendles he's been great for us, but his days are done. I know he's cheap and whatnot, but just sort of changing role, we're sort of paving the way for the youngsters. He'll have his days, but no. Randy, Neil or Danger? I'm on Danger there just for the forward line. I think he's a must. Put him in the forward line. You could get Neil in the midfield, but we do have a lot of options. I'd like to just see how Neil sort of comes back. What did he do? Because you just never know how guys come back from an injury. We all thought he was going to go bonkers last time, and then he got injured again. So 96.84. Yeah, well, definitely with both of them, you just wait a little bit. Both got high break evens. So if you want to bring those guys in, just wait a little bit. Charlie, Durham or Bramble, mate, I've got absolutely no idea. I could trip over them in the street, wouldn't know who they are. So I'd just be waiting to see if they get named. I'm pretty sure they're both on extended benches. So before you pull the trigger on that one, let's just see that they do actually get named, unless there's been an announcement that they're debuting 100%. But all I can see is that they are on the extended bench. Matty Heath, Heaney can't mark anything, so must be his hand. Yeah, we know it's a fact that when this guy is fit, he is one of the most watchable players and a very good scorer. He's just struggling. Carl, shorty, the people have spoken. You can feel the love in the room. Sneaky chance at Victorian of the Year. Yes, the love is flowing tonight. The love is flowing. Very good stuff. No, I appreciate you getting on board. I look forward to these live sessions, and hopefully you do too. So I appreciate the love. We're ticking over 40 now, so good stuff. Hopefully, if you're watching this on the replay, hopefully we're talking a bit of relevant stuff. But it helps me formulate the preview, and definitely what's coming through is Heaney and whether we should trade certain blokes and what sort of number is the magic number. So thanks heaps for jumping on board. Henry, g'day, shorty. Loving these great Q&A videos, mate. Keep it up. Thanks, mate. I appreciate you jumping on board. Maestro, thoughts on Nick Haynes for 335k, just scored 118. Gee, he was intercepting everything, wasn't he? But I wouldn't say bring him in. I don't think so. I know he's going to have his days, but we do have a lot of defenders. It's different to the forward line. Forward line's tough. We do have a lot of defenders that you can trust. So I don't think there's a need to get someone like Haynes. Well, this name's coming up in all sorts of languages, but says, hi, Shorty, just saying hello from Thailand. Well, there you go. Cheers, Derek, long-time follower. Well, thanks, Des. Good to have you on board. Good to hear you. We've had some people from America. You jumped on board from Thailand, so good stuff. Who do you follow, mate? If you're still on, give us the story. What brings you to Thailand? And hopefully you're still following the footy nice and closely. Sounds like you are. Xavier and Shorty, who's best options? Because I can swing into the middle for more options. Well, if you're in the middle, I think Sammy Walsh is a great buy at the moment. Zach Merritt. I think Travis Boak was still reasonably priced. But yeah, there is a lot of options in the midfield. I think it's not too hard to find some good ones. But there's certainly a few that I like. I know personally I'll bring in Walsh, I think. So consistent. Mashed potatoes, I'm liking Haynes too, resorting to his old role. Yeah, he's never been an absolute premium, has he really? I just think I know guys like Ridley and Short and Daniel have sort of dropped away a touch, but I guess Haynes averaged 98 last year. Oh, he had that too. That's why he's so cheap. Righto. But no, I couldn't sit here and say bring Haynes in, but I understand your thinking. Zach, surely your team is transformed like far out. Yes, I know. I told you I was going to trade hard and try and get this side back on track. So I appreciate you noticing. I'm bloody scarce on trades. I've burned them like they're going out of fashion. But disgusting start to the season. I feel like I've finally caught up. So if I can just have a bit of luck, if I can have no more injuries, or not many, because if I get injuries again, I just don't really have that many trades to deal with it. So I could be screwed. But if the tables turn and we have a bit of luck, I reckon I could have a good, as good a 10 weeks as anyone. So let's see how we go. I still want to finish within the top 20K, but don't know. We'll see how we go. This week I just want to maintain or, not lose ground because I fear it could be a struggle. And then after the buys, I reckon we're all guns blazing. Austin, I'm going to trade Oliver, Heaney, McCreary, and Jordan. What are you trading Oliver for? Goodness me. What? I know we're struggling, but this bloke's a jet. To Josh Kelly, Hall, Langford, and Newcomb. Oliver has a break even of 200, so hopefully I can get him in for 630. If not, Neil will be close to 500. I get you thinking there. I can only presume you got plenty of trades up your sleeve. In that case, I get you. That is the definition of a luxury trade, trading out an absolute premium to get him a bit cheaper. But I don't mind the safety net of Neil. That makes a bit of sense. But, gee, you must be doing nice if you can trade out Clayton Oliver. Corey, what do you think of Poulter to Wines, Jordan to Luke Edwards early, Waitman to Hawkins and McCreary to Briggs? Let's have a look. Wines. Look, I'm not an enormous Wines fan. I think they're better options, but he seems like he's popular. And the other trades I like, Tom Hawkins. Look, it's really interesting. I mean, the Cats are going great guns. So interesting, isn't it? I'm sort of thinking of myself, like, do I go Bailey Dale or do I go Tom Hawkins? Hawk is going to have his days, but he's done it for a long time. He has been pretty consistent, really. Don't know. Bailey Dale. Yeah. I'm going to have to do some thinking on that, but I like that. I like those trades. The only one I'd sort of question is Wines, but he is in great form. Chris, I'm tossing and turning, Shorty, for a big defender to replace my Darcy Moore. I'm looking between Stewart and Luke Ryan, just wondering for some thoughts from a Supercoach King. Thanks, Chris. I would go Tom Stewart, but they're both great options, and they almost play the identical role. I think if you're looking for a little bit of uniqueness, I think Luke Ryan is great. He's going 133, 128. They're both outstanding players. So I would slightly lean towards Stewart, but that's just mainly because, I don't even know. They're almost a similar player because they play similar roles. But, yeah, I'd slightly go Tom Stewart just on a gut feel. He's as durable as anything. But, Luke Ryan's come back looking awesome. Corey, do you reckon Raul M8 if I don't have the cash in a few weeks? Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the thing. We might be struggling to find that extra upgrade or that extra 200K. So we might have to go for a Luke McDonald who's cheap as chips or a Matt Raul who's cheap as chips. So let's just wait and see how he goes. So let's get some form back, but he should find it. Theo, I got 12 this week. This is bullshit, he says. Jeez, yeah, it's tough, mate. It is tough. I don't know if you can trade your way to like 14, but Theo says, love you, brother. I would love a beer dude with you one day. Well, that would be interesting. I'll tell you what, I don't know if you go out in Geelong much, but I was out on Sunday night. We had bottomless cocktails for a friend's birthday. I'm just walking along the streets and I'll just hear, Shorty Supercoach. As this young fella, Ronan, we ended up chatting, ended up kicking on at his friend's place in Ocean Grove, just sinking some drinks and playing beer pong. So that was pretty random. So Ronan, if you're listening, Shout out to you, mate. That was good fun. And I still owe you for the Uber. So, but it was good fun there. David, Haynes, he says, feel like he's back. Value. Might have to add Haynes to the discussion list for the preview. I myself am not overly enthused. This bloke's had one good score for the year, and I think we're blessed with a lot of good defenders. Wouldn't mind having another look at him, but yeah, he seems to be pricking the ears up of people. Craig, I have Nat Fife still. What should I do? I trade him up to. Yeah. Is Fife out for the year? I haven't fully got my head around exactly how long he's out for. He's at 5.38. Yeah, definitely time to trade him out. I've been pressing for Sam Walsh, and I really think that's a really good option. Zach Merritt. There are quite a few options. Like I said, I'm happy to sort of let you guys do your own thinking on the midfield because there's lots of good options, and it just sort of comes down to personal preference. But and look, a few people loving what Ollie Wines is doing. He's gone 139, 100, 134, 144. But bear in mind that's him at his very best, not being tagged. I just fear with Ollie that he throws in too many 80s. That's just, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few 80s coming up, but that's just a gut feel. Craig, Hawks had a bit on website that Bramble will play. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, rightio. Nice. But, yeah, I think at the moment we don't have too much to work with, do we? So, fair enough. But, we raised the bat for the half century. Good stuff, guys. The dank fish, what is going on? A long short lord. Can't say I've been called that for a long time. Maybe never. Thoughts on holding Impey one more week? I could understand that because, look, from a real Supercoach point of view, you probably want to trade him out, but we need players that are playing. So I personally hope he bounces back because I've got him in my Supercoach draft, and I'm currently sitting on top of the ladder, and I haven't – let me show you. I better not knock the mic over. Gee, I've got a lot of shit in my room. Supercoach draft. We've been running this league for a while. Let me see if I can get this nice and close. This will probably be coming in backwards for you, but if you can read it, there's Shorty 2017. So I haven't won it for a few years. So I'd bloody love to win it this year. Love to just have me name just sketched into that little bad boy. Anyway, that's a little off topic, but yes, to answer your question, I would hold him this week because I doubt we want to trade out players that are playing this week. We need everyone we can get, unless you're faring better than I. Austin, Walsh will cop a – that's a good point. Good, Austin. That's a really good point. Shit. I hate Matt DeBoer. God, doesn't he just piss you off? Yeah. That's so annoying. There's nothing worse than trading a guy in and almost knowing that he's going to get tagged immediately. Do I just do it anyway? Let's have a look at the mids. What else we got? Who takes me fancy? Neil 575, Wines 570, Merritt 563. What have I got to do? I've got Steele, McRae, Kelly, Mitchell, Petrarca, Oliver, Heppel. So realistically, I probably need 2 more upgrades. Interesting. Yes. Very interesting. You give me something to think about there. Theo, Langford or Green? I'd go Green there. I still don't think Langford's, a definite jet. David, out Zorko, Waterman, Ridley and Poulter, in Bont, Newcomb, Danger, Haynes. I like most of that. I'd just wait on Dangerfield. He's going to plummet, so just wait. And Haynes, I've said a little bit on him. I'm not a believer just yet. Wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more, but I get it. He's cheap. I do get it. But wait on Danger. Goodness me. Daniel, sound motivated, shorty. Great to see him round 14 after a tough year. Still got that passion. Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. And yeah, it's ebbed and flowed. There's no doubt about that. But nah, at the end of the day, we do love the game, footy and Supercoach. It does just provoke plenty of thoughts throughout the week, but I do love trading. I really do. Sometimes the most frustrating things for me is the starting side and getting those selections wrong. But I love the trading game. I love the prices up and down. Trying to work out your best plans. So thanks for jumping on board, mate. Good to see you. Henry, trade Jordan or Poulter next week. I'll go Jordan. I just think Poulter's, just in terms of break even, Jordan's done a great job, and I would say Jordan there. Darcy, what's happening, mate? Briggs or Edwards as the rookie this week? I probably lean towards Edwards, but he's going 63, 96. Crikey. What is he? Midfield. Damn it. I need someone else up forward. Yeah, probably Edwards, mate. I think he's going well at the moment. I know the Eagles have a few to come back, so I'm not exactly sure if he's in serious danger of missing, but I really think Briggs is a long shot to hold his spot for too long. But yeah. White Shadow, hey Shorty, what's happened to Atkins? Want to get rid of either him or Impey this week? Impey losing 7K, more cash. Yeah. What's happened to him? Yeah, he's really dropped off. He doesn't seem to be involved in as many chains and not linking up as much. And I think that's just a structure thing for the Cats. One thing that he probably has slightly dropped off in his ball use, but yeah, he's probably just dropped off a touch. As a Cats fan, you notice it. He was probably going better than I thought early in the year, and he's probably come back to where I maybe thought he would be. So I can definitely understand. I'd probably trade out Atkins before I traded Impey. Mashed potato, Rich or Ryan? Shorty, Rich a game extra, of course. Yes, that's a good point. But I would prefer Ryan. I think I know it's game extra and whatnot, but I think Ryan's a superior scorer. Corey, apparently Marshall is coming back next week. Who should I get for my last forward, Marshall or Dangerfield? 100% Dangerfield. Marshall's is, after coming back from that injury and copping it again, I would be going Danger. I think Dangerfield probably outscores him anyway. Marshall's body has to be a bit of concern. And great point, Corey. Matt DeBoer tagged Hall but went big. Very good point. And I remember, it might have been when Carlton played the D's or St Kilda. I remember someone went to Walsh, and the bastard just works so hard. He gets to so many contests. He started slow, and I think he still eked out a 92. So, yeah, interesting thoughts. Ollie, thoughts on Josh Kelly trading this week? What's going on, mate? And yes, big yes on that. I think he's a Jet. Big fan. And, yeah, Corey, I agree. I like that. Thanks for backing it in there. You put my mind to ease, mate. I'll be getting in Walsh. That's a real good point on Hall. This is what I like about the live sesh. Gets me thinking. It's good stuff. B, hey, Shorty, I'm looking for a defender that's 465K. Would you consider Hearn or Big Boy? If not, who would you recommend? Let me head to the side. What'd you say, 465? Let's have a look. Hearn with 122. I would not consider Big Boy McAvoy. We're getting scarce now. Honestly, I'd still consider Jack Bowes. I know he's come back and hasn't lit the world on fire, but I would consider him. I still just clarify these roles still looking good. Maybe type into Google secrets to success AFL fantasy. That should tell you how many kickouts he takes. That's pretty important for his scoring. So just have a look at that. But I could sort of understand the Hearn, sort of. Wouldn't encourage it crazy, not big boy. Maybe check out what Jack Bowes is doing. Keno makes me think. Whoa, what's Keno thinking? He's a cryptic man. Gus, Ollie Wines, Brownlow. He'd have to be up there. I still think Boak probably started, like Boak would poll better early, but this last month or so, for sure. I still think right now, I reckon Bontempelli's leading the Brownlow. So it'll be really interesting to see. This Brownlow's shaping up to be good. I think early in the year let me check the sports bet. I reckon I put a couple of multis. I don't remember what I put on an outright bet. Deepak, can Darcy Parish continue the current run, or should I go safe with Zach Merritt or Josh Kelly? Look, he definitely can, and I don't blame you, but I'd still pick Josh Kelly out of those, and Zach Merritt's as safe as houses. So Parish, you're paying top dollar. He might drop off slightly. It's hard to tell, but he could just go nuts. Could continue to go nuts. So now, okay. So I had put $5 on McRae at 12. And I did have, okay. So I had a $5 bet on Oliver at 21. So they're my two bets. What are they now? Oliver's 5. I'll take that. And McRae's 11. So, yeah, interesting. Ooh, that's where you could do your old back to lay strategy. JB is, mate, if Brockman plays, I'm fielding 9. Oh gosh. How much strife am I in? Yikes. Yeah, look, mate, that's do your trades, log off to Supercoach and look at it next week. That's one where I feel for you. Look, this week, I don't think we could have even planned for it. It's just been crazy with the change in fixtures and already a difficult one. So I feel for you, mate. That is harsh. I wish you all the best, mate, and have a good round 15 because you'll be happy to see the end of this week. Nick, hey, Shorty, thoughts on trading in Toby Green for Heaney and Houston for Jones? Let's have a little look. Toby Green's getting a bit of love. We should have a look at his stats because I would not mind. Green moved into the midfield late last week, I think. 108, 83, 87, 71, 103. Hasn't been – he's going okay. I definitely think trade out Heaney. As for who – really tough to say. And I personally don't think Houston's the guy that – put it this way, probably Houston's just a B-plus premium, but he's going to do you the job most times, but he'll have weeks where you go, These are those decisions. If you have Lloyd or you have Houston, it's like when I was talking about if you trade Grundy, people will have Grundy and you'll have – Riley O'Brien or Sean Darcy, something like that. You do lose 15 points, 10 points, every week. So they're the little things, but they do count. Gus, this year is very open, unlike last year when we knew the winner from round 3. Yeah, I love a bit of a close Brownlow. It's good. Dubs with love. Well, there's a name and a half. Nice. Love your work. Favelo. Beauty. Well, geez. Dubs is he's on another planet. Love your work, Shorty. The ball will be underdone after coming back from an injury. Won't keep up with the fresh Walsh off the bye. I like that, mate. I like that a lot. I'll be bringing Walsh in. B, who's your tip to win the Euro Cup? I've got no idea. I'm not the only soccer I really follow is the Socceroos. Not always popular, but I just love the Aussies. I'll follow any Aussie into anything. And saw they had a nice win. A nice win over Jordan, so I'll take that. Mitchy boy, what's going on? Fair enough, I will. Yes. Yes. Thank goodness. Why do they have to say he's managed? That's a crock of shit. The bloke's just drop the bloke. Drop the bloke. He's managed because he's going shit. Paul, I have 16 and my opponent has 10 in leagues. I might have the week off trading. You can bank that win, mate. You can bank that win. Corey, what will the Cats win by this week? Yeah, I think it'll be close. I do think it'll be close. I think on the tipping, I maybe tip the Cats by 9 points. So, yeah, I just hope they get a win because Dogs are a good side when they're up and running. David, what's your likelihood of running out of trades? I'd say very high, very high. But I said a few weeks back, I'm just going to go for it. Try my luck. I've had no luck for the first half of the season. I'm going to trade hard. But, yeah, I've got minimal trades. I'm just going to try and get to my premium status by probably round 16, and I might have one trade left. So, you know, thanks, Dave. Thanks, mate. I do, I anticipate whether I run out of trades or not, like it's probably inevitable. I just hope that, probably likelihood is that by the round 20s, I'm probably fielding a rookie or two that's just on my bench. So I'm sure I'll have a full team for most of the year. I just might not have a premium team all year, but that's the price you pay for a bit of bad luck and a few bad selections. And that's good. That's the good thing. It's the good thing about Supercoach. I deserve to suffer for my poor selections. I probably should suffer more. If I had it my way, we'd only get 28 trades. And I'd do a couple of other changes too, but we've had 32 this year. Corey, at least I'm in your same boat as I have 7 injured players this year. I have had to sideway trade players, as I still have 9 trades, 4 upgrades. Yeah, we are in a similar boat. It is tough. Nicole, 1 trade at 16. You're struggling. There's no doubt, Nicole, I'm struggling. But if you've been following along for the whole ride, it's been a struggle most of the year, my friend. But I just want to get to a premium side. I mean, I may as well have a bit of fun with it. It's not impossible that you go 4 or 5 weeks with no injuries, like long-term injuries. I might just have to field a few rookies every now and then. So, yeah. Gil, Shorty, bring in Chase Jones right now or you will die. And Gil is rocking a nice little profile pick and the Capitals. So, I guess Chase Jones is coming in. Pretty aggressive from Gil. But Mason, Shorty, what's going on? How are you? Luke, Shorty, a little baddie. Shorty, my little boo thing. Oh, my friends used to sing that to me. And I was like, what the hell is this? And they showed me and I was like, interesting. Gus. Oh, a couple of loose units on tonight. Love that. What happened in the tribunal? Do we know? Let's have a look. Tell you what, I might have some dinner soon. Didn't have any dinner before this. Might 40 minutes and counting. The jury is still out. I've covered scores of tribunal hearings over the years and cannot remember a deliberation as long as this one. The age. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, good stuff. I'm gonna wind this up in about 5 or 10, I reckon, and get me a slow cook a meal that I cooked last night and put on 360, I reckon. Matt, thoughts on Pendles now that he's cheap and in form? Nah, I mean, if you're real desperate, but he's going to have weeks where he just plays off a flank or they play youngsters. I wouldn't, mate. I wouldn't, but he's been a great servant for us. Georgie, what's going on? Shorty, Jordan to Newcomb, Bo to Wines. It's hard to argue that. I mean, Wines is proving popular. I still don't know if he's a top 10er, and yeah, Newcomb's looking the goods. Good job security now, you'd imagine. Benny, Shorty, a little baddie. This could catch on. Luke, should I get in Nick Hind? Yeah, he's not a bad one, actually. He's not a bad one. could be something I think about. Actually, that's a good name. Consistent, probably lacks the ceiling. I know he's probably had one real big game, 473, but he's consistent. 77, 98, 85, 93, 102, 76, 89, 95, 127. That's the big one. 94, 90, 75. So if you're happy to get 90s most week, he's a good guy. Corey, nothing yet. Yeah. Billy Boy, is Madden worth a look? Nah, I don't think so. Ben loves it. No, I don't think so, mate. I mean, as soon as Ryan Lester's fit, he'll come back in. So his job security is not good. Not good. But yeah, we've scrolled through and we are at the bottom of the questions. So yeah, we've just ticked over an hour, so not bad timing. But Gus, if you make top 15K, shorty, I'll shout you 5 rounds of vodka raspberry at the Geelong Hotel. Gus, I'm going hard now, mate. I'm going for it. I like that a lot. We'll stay in touch, Gus. It would be a monumental effort if Shorty could get that. But I like it. Thanks heaps, everyone, for tuning in tonight. It's been good fun. I think we'll probably go back to maybe a 8:30-ish kind of start next week. We'll just wait and see. Could be a Wednesday. I don't know. But yeah, it's footy training is back. So I'd imagine quite a few people are just having your Thursday night dinners and rolling back from footy training. So thanks for everyone who's been involved. It's great to have your questions. Great to have a bit of banter towards the latter stages as well. Bloody interested to see how Mackay goes. I personally would like to see him get off for quite a few reasons. But yeah, I think it's a really interesting decision, which will shape a hell of a lot of discussion over the next few days. Thanks, guys. Cute little X. You're a funny man. You're a funny man. But yeah, I'll be back soon with a little preview. Thanks, JB. You're a good man. Yeah, preview tomorrow. Smash that out before work. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Hopefully we can survive this week. And yeah, fingers crossed. I just don't want to drop any places. Just plateau and I'll take it. Thanks, Tommy. I'll chat to you guys soon. Cheers.